So I welcome you to another video, and if you are here, that probably means you just found out about self-improvement in like the overall, and you probably just found out about my channel as well. And I'm actually happy that you're here watching the video, because it took me quite a long time to get to making this video. So the main point of this video is that I wanted to talk about how to actually start self-improvement. Now, everyone who's already on self-improvement knows this, that improving yourself basically means improving your habits. If you think there's something such as overnight success, that's bullshit, right? Get it out of your head. That doesn't exist. Every successful person has had a plan of good habits that he followed consistently for a long period of time, and eventually the benefits of the habit that he got out of it were so great that it looked like an overnight success to you. But in the reality, the person themselves know that they were putting every day the work in those habits to improve themselves. So the main thing I wanted to talk about today is the book Atomic Habits. Now, I have never had the written copy of it. I've only read the not PNG, PDF version of it, because it was the first thing that actually got me on self-improvement. If you don't want to hear my story, just skip a few minutes into the future, right? And so, how I started my self-improvement journey, I actually started getting some those motivational Instagram reels about money and shit, like get rich in your 20s and blah blah blah, those things. At first I ignored them, but then I started thinking, oh wait, that's actually what I fucking want. And so let's just flip the switch, and I suddenly got on self-improvement. And so I didn't know what to do. I did a lot of research, and all that got me to the book Atomic Habits. And it was actually the first thing I started doing as of the start of my self-improvement journey. I never really had time to read, so I would always take out the PDF version of the Atomic Habits book, and every day on my way to school, it took like 15 minutes to get there, I was reading the book. So if you take the way there and back, it's like half an hour a day. And it taught me a lot of things. And actually it was the thing that it started this avalanche effect, if it's what you call. And basically it all started accumulating together, and now there's this huge pile of stuff that I'm doing inside of the self-improvement journey. The main idea of the book Atomic Habits is that you improve by 1% every day, and at the end of the year you should be approximately 37.78% better. By the end of the year you could improve about a half of those things, or half of yourself. So almost 40% better at the end of the year. The book itself, you can find it in any store that sells books. Basically, it's very popular even among normal people, not only the self-improvement extremists. And at the end of it, there's this cheat sheet, which is basically a summary of everything that was written in the book. It's, I'd say, one A4 paper big cheat sheet that basically describes how to break a good habit. How to make a good habit and how to break a bad one. It has 4 laws in each of the in both of these columns. It has 4 laws, and those have some key points. So the first law of how to create a good habit is you gotta make it obvious. Now, how do you do that? The 4 points you have in this first law are: fill out the habits scorecard, which is basically you take a paper and, okay, no, sorry, I'm gonna read them. It's fill out the habits scorecard, use implementation intentions, use habit stacking, and design your environment. The first key point of the first law is fill out the habits scorecard. What that is basically you take a paper, and you write everything, let's say, you do in the morning. So I'm gonna write: wake up, check my phone, change into normal clothes, go to bathroom, take a shit, brush my teeth, take a shower, blah 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 blah, and so on. You're gonna write that. Do it right now. You can listen to me. I'm gonna explain to you what you gotta do. Do it right now. Take a paper and write these things that you do every morning. The main idea behind this is to become aware of the things you're doing. When you're doing a habit and it's automatic, such as checking your watch when you're at the station, there can occur some errors, some slight mistakes that you won't even notice because it's automatic. So the main idea of this habit scorecard is to get aware of the things that you're doing. So write out all the things that you in the morning, right? And now I want you to write a plus to every habit that you think is good, a minus to every habit that you think is bad, and a equal mark to every habit that is not neutral. So you're gonna write a plus to habits such as drinking a gallon of water, taking a cold shower, brushing my teeth. You're gonna write a minus to, for example, checking my phone or eating a donut for breakfast. And you're gonna write the equal mark, for example, waking up or taking a shit. The second one is implementation intentions. Implementation intentions are basically you're gonna say out loud a sentence about what you're gonna do, where you're gonna do it, and when you're gonna do it. This actually works. It tricks your brain into thinking that you have to do it. Actually, in Japan, in train station, they use this at every start of the train. So there comes a train, and the referees, or whatever they're called at the station, they don't just look at things and think, okay, they're cool, and call out the train. They're gonna take their finger, point at it, call it out, and then they can be sure that it's good, because that's making you aware of the things. And yeah, so the template for this sentence is: I will behavior at time in location. So if you want to start, for example, working out, you're gonna take this template and we'll say, let's say, an evening before you do it, I will work out at 5 a.m. next to my bed, for example. Or I will take a cold shower at 6 a.m. in my bathroom. Doing that, it's gonna make you you're gonna challenge yourself that you actually said you're gonna do it, and now you have to do it. It's gonna trick your brain a bit. The third key point is habit stacking, which also has a template sentence, which is: after current habit, I will new habit. So, for example, after waking up, I will drink a gallon of water. That's a good habit, because you gotta drink at least a gallon of water right after you wake up, because you haven't drank for 8 hours. Well, I don't know how long do you sleep. That's the healthy amount of sleep. You should sleep 2 hours. You should still drink a lot of water. And this fourth key point of the first law is to design your environment. In this step, you wanna design your environment in a way that gives off like cues of good habits. So, for example, if you are addicted to video games, having the icons on your computer is not a good idea. If you wanna get rid of this, so for example, you're gonna delete the apps. You're no longer gonna see them. You're gonna want to do them, but you don't see them, so it won't give you the cue of doing it because you have it on your eyes. Or if, I don't know, you're masturbating a lot, having your phone next to you in the evening may trigger that cue in your brain that you actually do this and you enjoy it, so you want to do it. So what you're gonna do is put your phone for the night away so you won't see it, and that deletes a cue of your bad habit. And to get cues of good habits, for example, you're gonna place a water bottle at every place in your house that you know you stay longer at. So every time you're there, it's gonna give you a cue to drink some water. So you're gonna drink more. Trust me, that one actually works. I've tried it. The second law of how to make a good habit is make it attractive. So it has 3 key points, which are Usetemptation bundling, join a culture where your desired behavior is normal, and create a motivational ritual. The first key point of this second law is temptation bundling. That is basically you bundle things you need to do with the things you want to do. So for example, you're a bit chubby, you have some fat on yourself, and you want to lose fat. So that's what you gotta do. That's what you need to do. But you wanna watch Netflix. So you're gonna buy, for example, I don't know how it's called, the rotopad, just the bike without wheels. Yeah, you have it in gym, and you're gonna place it in front of your TV, and while you watch Netflix, you can work out on this thing. So that bundles the thing you need to do, which is losing fat, with the thing you want to do, which is watching Netflix. The second key point of the second law is join a culture where your desired behavior is normal. You have an example with Andrew Tate joining the Islam religion. So for example, let's say you like praying, like you're faithful, you believe in God, but your family thinks you're weirdo. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna join a religion which has praying as a normal thing to do. Or for example, something newer, if you are a video gamer, you're gonna be joining some Discord servers which has players of the same game, and logically your behavior will be normal there, so you'll feel like part of the group and you want to be there more. And the third key point of the second law is create a motivational ritual. This may sound weird, I honestly haven't tried this one myself, but you basically gotta do something you enjoy before doing something difficult. For example, you're gonna need to go to the gym, right? But you just wake up, I don't know, it's cold outside and blah 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 blah. So the thing you enjoy before doing that is, I don't know, watch an episode of an anime which you enjoy. That's gonna make you put you in a good mood, and now you're gonna be in good mood and actually want to do the good things. Third law of how to make a good habit is You gotta make it easy. That's simple, isn't it? But this one has 5 steps. I think it's 5. Yes, it has 5 steps. So first one is reduce friction. Second one is prime the environment. Third one is master the decisive moment. Fourth one is use the 2-minute rule. And fifth one is automate your habits. The first one, reduce friction, is basically you gotta reduce the amount of steps between you and the good desired habit. If you want to work out, but the gym is a long, like a big distance from your house, you don't have a car, so you gotta take a bus there. I don't know, you're even broke, so you barely got any money for it. It has a lot of friction between you and the gym, so you're probably just gonna drop out and not even think about it. As for to reduce the friction, the easiest way to do this is to start calisthenics, which are workouts with your body weight. So you're just gonna download these home workout for 30 days apps, and you're just gonna start working out next to your bed. You can wake up and you can straight up go and work out without dumbbells, just with your body weight. So push-ups, crunches, pull-ups, and stuff like that. Second one is prime the environment. Priming the environment is basically preparing it for the next action. So when you wake up, you're gonna want to make your bed so it feels nice when you go to sleep again. If you just leave it as is, that's not a good habit. And if when you go there, you're not even gonna be like happy or enjoy going to the bed because it looks messy. So priming your environment is preparing it for the future action. The third key point is master the decisive moment. I actually believe you've encountered this thing before. It's basically about doing the little choices that deliver big outcomes. So for example, when you wake up, you have 2 choices: either get up or hit the snooze button if you have an alarm, or the third option is to grab a phone and just scroll on social media. So picking the best possible choice would actually increase the probability of you having the good habit and seeing results. So if you, for example, hit the snooze button, you're then gonna feel sleepy in the day because you haven't slept enough. Actually sleeping, like hitting the snooze button and falling asleep, is a horrible way to start your day. Horrible, because your body sleeps in cycles, and if you wake up, you end the sleep cycle, which was 8 hours. But if you then fall asleep again and wake up 5 minutes later, you started a new sleep cycle, and this cycle was only 5 minutes long. So you're gonna feel fucking horrible. And scrolling on social media and just logically isn't a good idea either. So just getting up is the best option. Or for example, when you walk into the kitchen, you have some options, such as when you open the fridge, options you have such as picking up the ice cream or picking up the apple. So the good choice would be picking the apple instead of the ice cream. The fourth key point is use the 2-minute rule. This one is actually one of the unique things in this book. The author himself, James Clear, made this rule, and what this rule includes is, if you want to do something hard but don't feel like doing it, go do it only for 2 minutes, not any longer. Do it for 2 minutes. So working out, it's very hard, you don't want to do it, okay, then go to the gym and work out for 2 minutes and then leave. You're gonna think that's stupid, but actually that's the point. If you go there and work out for 2 minutes and leave, you're just gonna say to yourself, well, since you're already there, why not put in the full workout? And that's the idea behind the 2-minute rule. And the fifth and final key point of the third law is automate your habits. So this one is simple. You just invest in technology or in one-time purchases that look in. Wait, yeah, okay. That just invest in technology or do one-time purchases that invest in the future good behaviors, such as, I don't know, you have a business, for example, and you can't track the money that's going in and out, so you're gonna buy some computer that can calculate it for you, or install some program that can track it down. Or if you're having trouble sleeping, buying a good mattress is a one-time purchase that's gonna promote the idea of good sleep a long way. Or if you are a video editor, automating your habits such as investing in technologies, so you're gonna invest some money in some AI tools that will help you edit those videos. That's actually another good way or example. And that leaves us with the fourth law and final law of how to make a good habit. The saying of the fourth law is make it satisfying. The key points, there are four of them this time, are use reinforcements, make doing nothing enjoyable. Sounds odd, but it works. Use a habit tracker and never miss twice. The first one of the fourth law is use reinforcement. You just reinforce the idea of doing a good habit. So, for example, taking a cold shower, you're gonna want to reward yourself for doing that with, I don't know, for example, a good meal. Order some yummy food, and that's a reward for your good habit. You can see this when training a dog. You're gonna want him to lay down, and when he lays down, you give him the treat. Now he learns that when he lays down, he gets something that he wants out of it, so he's gonna learn how to do it. The second key point is make doing nothing enjoyable. This one's odd, but it works. Basically, the idea of this key point is to design a way to see the benefits of avoiding your bad habit. So I'd say just sitting in your room is way better than playing video games or watching social media, scrolling. So you're gonna want to design some sort of way to see the habits of not doing those bad ones. So you're gonna want to take a paper and write down the habits of avoiding scrolling on social media. So those could be things such as feeling more energized, having more time, having more focus, improving your eye health, and even things such as resetting your dopamine receptors because they're probably fried. Third point, fourth law is use a habit tracker. Basically you just take a calendar on your phone or normal paper one and just do crosses every day that you, for example, work out. Want to start a working out journey. So every day you work out, do a cross, and you're gonna have a small game. After each week that you finish the whole thing, you can give yourself a big reward, and you just don't want to miss out because you're just gonna make the cross, and that way you can even see the progress of your habit and how long you've been doing it and stuff, and you just have a game with yourself about something that's actually useful. And the fourth and final point of how to make a good habit is to never miss twice. Of course, there are gonna be times when you just cannot do something. So me, I'm working out every morning in my room, but when I'm sleeping at my friend's house, I cannot do that. So I miss a day. But it's okay as long as I make sure to work out the next day after. So missing one time is fine, that happens, but missing 2 times is actually starting to form a bad habit of missing the good habit. So when you miss a bad habit once, make sure to never miss it twice. You just have to do it the next time. And it would be the whole summary of how to make a good habit. And for the second part of the video, we have how to break a bad habit. And a lot of you guys will need this one. So you have inversions of all the laws that we just spoke about, and this one have maximum of 2 key points each. So the inversion of first law from how to make a good habit is make it invisible. So in how to create a good habit, you have to make it make it obvious. So in this one, the inversion of it is make it invisible. And this law basically speaks of reducing exposure. That was the last key point of the 4 key points that were in the first law of how to make a good habit. This basically, you just gotta remove the cues of the bad habit from your environment. And I've already talked about this, but I'll give you an example. So when a drug addict wants to get rid of the addiction, he's gonna go to some curses, some anonymous curses that are gonna help him. But 90 something percent of these people actually end up falling back into those bad habits. Do you know why? Because they still have those shitty low quality friends on the streets. So when they return from this like camp that they were in to help them get rid of the habit, they're gonna have back the shitty friends in the street. They're gonna give them a cigarette again, and they're just gonna take it again, and voila, you're back on the bad habit. Or with playing the video games. If you wanna get rid of the video games, having exposure to them is just not a good way to start. So wanting to quit video game but still having the icons on your computer is not the way to go. The inversion of second law is make it unattractive. This law speaks of reframing your mindset. That's an important part. That's basically the whole basis of self-improvement. If you want to change, you just gotta reframe your mindset into like actually dedicating yourself to changing. So reframe your mindset, highlight the benefits of good habits. Well, I believe I've already talked about this. It was the do or make a way to do. Oh, I don't know. Like make doing nothing enjoyable. Yeah, it was the same thing. Like highlight the benefits of avoiding your bad habits. I was just talking about that. The inversion of third law is make it difficult. If you wanna do something that's difficult, you usually not want to do it, right? So you're gonna increase friction between you and the bad habit. So for example, the book speaks about this one. If you have problems watching TV, like you watch too much TV, you can just turn it on by taking the control and pressing one button, right? To increase the friction between you and the bad habit of watching TV will be, for example, take out the batteries out of the remote, take out the TV out of the plug, take the TV and put it into a drawer or your garage. Now, when you're gonna want to watch TV, what you there's a whole lot of things you have to do. So you have to go to the garage, take the TV, set it up, take batteries, put in control, and set up even the stuff. You just have to set up a lot of stuff, and it's too much friction to even enjoy the TV afterwards. So that's one way. And the second point of the third law is use a commitment device, which is basically something I've as well already talked about, which just restricts your future choices to the ones that benefit you. If I can just remember, you're gonna want to, let's say you already have decided to improve yourself, so you're gonna want to limit your future choices in a way that benefit the fact that you already identify as someone who improves themselves. So going to the kitchen, someone who wants to improve themselves won't take the ice cream but will take the apple. So that's a commitment device. And the inversion of the fourth law is make it unsatisfying. These have two key points as well. The first one is get an accountability partner, which is someone that can actually help you with improving yourself and breaking your bad habits. So you're gonna wanna take a friend and tell him every time he sees you scrolling on social media, you give him, I don't know, $5, for example, or $1, or I don't know. But every time he sees you doing a bad habit, you're gonna give him something. You're gonna give him something that you don't want, or just make it a way that you don't want it to be. So, as I said, when he sees you scroll on social media, you gotta give him $1. Gonna shake hands, and that way you're gonna avoid doing the social media scrolling, because now it hurts you in a way. And second and final point of inversion of second law, basically the last point of how to break a bad habit, is create a habit contract. And this includes making the costs of your bad habits public and painful. So if you have, example, you have problem with masturbation, but you can't seem to quit. Next time you do it, film yourself and then post it on social media. I bet 100% of you, every single one of you, will not do that. Why? Well, because it's shameful, it's disgusting, it's painful, it's public, so that will make you avoid doing that particular thing. I bet forever if you can actually get yourself to follow these. I'd say simple, yeah, they're simple. These simple rules of how to make a good habit and break a bad one. There are some you can actually download this cheat sheet from normal Google or the PNG PDF book, or even just buy the book and you're gonna have it there, so you're gonna carry the book with yourself. I mean, I'll do it right. Okay, sorry, I actually forgot what I was talking about. So you're gonna want to take the sheet with you, and anytime you're gonna have a problem with a habit, you can just look at it and it's gonna be fine. So that's the whole idea I had about starting a self-improvement. It's actually that easy. It's just reforming your habits into good ones. That's the basis of self-improvement. And now the time for our videoly motivational quote. So the one I prepared for today is, one day or day one, the choice is up to you. Okay, I love you and see you next video. Mwah.